Nutrient deficiencies also play a direct role in hair loss. So if you have low levels of certain nutrients because you're not eating enough of them, or you have poor absorption because you have gut issues, that can lead to hair loss. For example, iron. A lot of people are iron deficient. Even if your blood count is normal, if your iron stores are low, called ferritin, which, by the way, we test on Function Health. I'm a co-founder of this company called Function Health. You probably heard me talking about it. And we test for ferritin and iron studies and many of the other factors that are causing hair loss, including the DHA sulfate, including testosterone and so forth, and some resistance. So you'll get a very good picture. But even without causing anemia, if you have low ferritin, it's your iron stores, that can cause hair loss. And the reference ranges on the lab test are like 16 or less, but it should be over 45 if you don't want to get hair loss. So ferritin is a protein that stores iron in your cells. It's used to measure your body's total iron levels. When the body's low on iron, it can then pull the ferritin from the hair follicles, resulting in diffuse hair loss. So it's not a good thing. So basically, if you're iron deficient, you're basically borrowing from your iron stores, and that, even if you're not anemic, will still be a problem. Protein deficiency is another issue. A lot of people don't think they're protein deficient, but particularly if you're vegan or you have certain gut issues or other problems, even if protein, you actually may get protein or amino acid deficiency. And hair is made of protein, made of keratin. So a lack of dietary protein can cause shedding of hair. So supplementing with collagen, zinc, vitamin D, biotin, vitamin B12, they all play a role in hair follicle health and growth. And if you're low in these nutrients, it can contribute to thinning hair. And like, by the way, many people are deficient in particularly zinc, vitamin D, and B12, especially if you're vegan. Now, in addition to high testosterone, there's other hormonal shifts that can lead to hair loss after pregnancy, postpartum. In that period, estrogen helps women maintain healthy, thick hair, which is why women tend to have thicker hair compared to men. Now, during pregnancy, estrogen levels are much higher, often resulting in fuller, thicker hair and less shedding. Now, after childbirth, estrogen levels drop dramatically, and that can cause what we call postpartum hair loss, but that's usually temporary. Also, aging and getting older often has an impact due to changing hormone levels. So, for example, menopause, women have a lower level of estrogen, and as women approach menopause, estrogen levels can go down. This hormonal shift can cause hair thinning or loss. So, just like with estrogen, also progesterone levels fluctuate during menstruation, during pregnancy, and menopause. Now, progesterone actually inhibits 5-alpha reductase. So progesterone is sort of like the antidote, but it goes down when you are in perimenopause and in menopause. Now, it goes up during pregnancy, which is why you get such full, thick hair, because it inhibits this enzyme 5-alpha reductase. And this protects your hair from hair loss, which is great. When you have a drop in progesterone, which can happen after you give birth or with aging, after menopause, that can result in hair loss due to less inhibition of this hormone called DHT that we've been talking about. Andropause is sort of male menopause. Also, you see a drop in testosterone levels. Now, as men approach andropause, testosterone levels naturally go down. Now, while total testosterone goes down, some men still experience high levels of this particular hormone, DHT, due to 5-alpha reductase activity, which converts testosterone to DHT. So even if your testosterone is dropping, if your enzyme level is high, you're going to actually convert more testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, which means more hair loss. So these elevated levels of DHT, especially in genetically predisposed men, leads to this pattern of hair loss. Now, thank God I don't have that, but I know a lot of guys do. Now, this process typically begins long before andropause, even in the 20s and 30s, and it can continue into the phase of andropause. Also, there's other factors that affect hair growth besides hormones. Autoimmune diseases. These are not uncommon, and they affect hair growth. One of the big ones is lupus, and that is something that can really affect hair growth and hair loss. So inflammation is caused by lupus, which is a common autoimmune disease, can lead to skin issues like rashes or sores on the scalp that can result in hair thinning or loss. Autoimmune diseases like Hashimoto's or Graves' disease can cause hair loss. Both of these conditions affect the thyroid and can cause thin hair. Imbalance in the thyroid hormones is really common, either too much or too little, although, by the way, too little hormone is common in a lot of people. It's 1 in 5 women, 1 in 10 men. A lot of people have low thyroid function, and that can cause hair loss. So getting your thyroid can actually help when you have this problem. But it's usually not diagnosed in most people. In hypothyroidism, when your thyroid is underactive, your metabolism slows down, the hair is actually one of the first things to go, becomes dry, brittle, dull, thin. Even your eyebrow hair falls out. In fact, that's one of the ways we diagnose low thyroid is if you lost the outer third of your eyebrows. If you look in the mirror and you're missing the outer third of your eyebrows, you probably are hypothyroid. Scalp psoriasis, which is common, leads to hair thinning and shedding. It's an inflammatory condition, another autoimmune disease. Rheumatoid arthritis, it doesn't cause hair loss directly, but the stress of living with a chronic autoimmune disease or inflammation, the use of certain medications like methotrexate also can cause hair loss. Here's another big one. And I've seen people with full-blown alopecia, meaning no hair, like just zero hair on their body, no eyebrows, no underarm hair, nothing, pubic hair. It's a big problem. And it's often caused by gluten. So celiac disease can manifest in that way, and the body reacts to gluten. It can lead to hair loss because you get this autoimmune disease in your scalp, which is basically what celiac disease is. And that can also cause deficiencies of certain nutrients because you're malabsorbing nutrients that are important for hair growth. So you can also get that even without full-blown celiac, even non-celiac gluten sensitivity, which is a more minor version. If you love that last video, you're going to love the next one. Check it out here.